Hi, Chris here with Angler Toolbox, your source for interactive nautical charts, real-time ocean data, and mapping tools. In the last video, we talked a little bit about some of the basic layers that are available in this Coastal Angler app, and I want to pick it up where that left off, looking at the wind and wave forecast for 36 hours out. You can see here on land, there really aren't any arrows. That's pretty much indicating there won't be much wind on land, very still. This whitish area out in the water is the lowest classification of wind and waves, actually the wave forecast. And then as you move further offshore, you get a little deeper. In case you didn't see the first video, I do want to just scroll down and show you what those purple colors mean. Here's the map legend just below the map. You can click on it to enlarge it a little bit. These are the NOAA classifications for wave heights. And you can see these are basically in the 1 to 3 or 4 foot range on this map. I'm going to scroll back up. This is an embedded map window, so it's a live application within the website. Now, just to confirm that there really won't be much wind, I only started to put some buttons in here, some symbols for linking over to the NOAA weather pages. I like to use the graphs and charts with the weather forecasts to confirm timing, basically the timing of things. You can use the general website, AccuWeather or WeatherBug or weather.com, whatever you like to use with the weather channel, for example. I have fishing weather here by AccuWeather. So if you go down on the page and scroll down a little bit, it'll give you a fishing forecast and also the general forecast that you're used to. So that's pretty handy. It's telling you what the basic outcomes or outlook is for fishing. Also with some video, this is just a widget from AccuWeather, but it can be pretty handy. So moving back to the map, I want to show you what this does here. If I click on this W for weather, it will open another page or a pop-up dialog, click on graphical, and it'll actually open a page for the official NOAA weather forecast in graph view. So you can toggle on and off the different layers that are within these charts. But moving down, I just like to get a quick glimpse of what's going on here. You can see this is Friday, a little chance of rain, what's happening with the temperatures and precip potential. And you can see I want to go out Saturday morning, so there's a nice window here before 11 a.m. of no chance of rain. That's good. Very slight breeze from the north at 3 miles per hour. That's consistent with what the other chart was telling us in the map view. The temperatures, you can prepare for that. And what else do we have? That's the important stuff, so let's leave it at that. Now, it opened up a new tab, so I just want to close that and go back to the map. Close that dialog. And I will open up the layers view here on the right-hand side to shut off wind and waves, and we'll take a look at something different. To go back to the original view, you click on the home button here on the left. It just zooms you back to that. I'm going to bring it out a couple notches. You can see we have the whole northeast. Another thing that we have in here every few days, I'll be updating the sea surface temperatures. This is a composite view from NASA from 8 different satellite platforms blended together to show sea surface temperatures. This is really a pretty cool layer, and you can watch that every few days to see what's happening and what's changing with sea surface temperatures. Eventually I'll have some animations in here so you can watch what's happening over the days preceding and maybe a few days in advance if we can find some forecasting data. So sea surface temperatures, let's turn that off. Another one that's a little more generalized view from NOAA and the Navy Oceanic currents model. Let's turn that on, and again, it's a more generalized view, different color scheme, but it shows you the general currents, pretty consistent with winds and what's happening out there with winds right now. Scrolling down again, you can see what the colors mean with this now coast data. So temperatures ranging 60, 65, even a little lower just off the coast of Mass. Okay, I'm going to shut that off. Scroll back to the top and show you there are fishing reports. There's a layer in here for dynamic fishing reports. This is just getting started, and there's another element of this I'll explain in another video where you can actually contribute your favorite locations for fishing reports on websites. These are all just linked websites. They're not original reports. So take note of that. You can, if you have websites or you already go to and they're bookmarked, fine, you don't need this, but I find it handy to see what's around in the area spread over the geography, and there's a lot to fill in here, obviously. But just to show you what this looks like, click on the fish symbol, comes up with a little dialog. Report website is behind this link, more info. Click it, it opens up that original website report page. So it's kind of handy. You can just flip around quickly. I'm trying to build this as a source, a hub of information, all consolidated in one spot to start from and jump off in different areas and look at weather, look at reports, look at live feeds, and some of this will be read directly into the map. Okay, another thing I want to show, let's turn off the fishing reports, turn off that weather button. I'll add a bunch more of these over time. Beach access. So first I want to turn on beaches and take a look. There are hundreds and hundreds of beaches along the Massachusetts shoreline. I'd like to acquire this data for other states and coastal areas up and down the country. It'll take some time up and down the coast. So let's just start here by taking a look, zooming in. You can see the label comes up for cranes. It's a good time to go ahead and turn on the satellite imagery that I wanted to show you. Turn off the charts. They can be used in conjunction with each other though, just so you know. They have some transparency set so you can get some more detail like this. And of course you're going to see things not lining up because these beaches change pretty drastically from year to year. Let's turn off the charts, looking at imagery now. At the time the data was collected, you can see that was the line where the beach edge was, and now it's quite a bit different. Anyhow, you can see that beach layer. And then if you want to discover other beaches along the coast, let's go ahead and zoom into this. As you zoom in, the names come up: Long Beach, Cape Hedge, Pebble Beach. This is all Gloucester, Good Harbor Beach, and so on. You get the idea. Pretty cool layer. Some of these other layers are actually showing whether they're public or private beaches. So if you come across some of the tan semi-public beaches, that's what it means. Otherwise, it's public access. There might be a fee, but it's a public access area. Okay. Going back to the map, and this video is getting a little long, so I think I'll cut it short. But if you want to take a look at maybe how far you might reach off of this Long Beach, turn on the imagery. Let's pretend we're coming over here and standing. There's another layer just above beaches called beach access points. And what this shows you with these arrows is every point along the walls where you can access the beach. So these are known access points. This helps you out if you're parking or determining where you're going to park and walk to. And then these other things at the ends, these little X's with circles, are the boundaries, the limits of that beach itself. These are all layers from MassGIS. Again, just brought into the map. That's what GIS is really powerful for, is combining layers for managing this data, getting it into these views, sometimes analyzing the data and providing new derived data products. And there's going to be a lot more of that coming from Angler Toolbox, so stay tuned. You can get updates from the site by scrolling down below and signing up for updates. No spamming happens here. This is just a matter of keeping you updated on what's going on, and they don't happen all that frequently, so no worries about filling up the inbox. Okay, I'll turn off beaches for now and do one last thing before I end this video, and then we'll start it up on another one. That's just to look at measurements. So I'll click on the measurement tool. There are a few different kinds you can measure area. What's much more helpful is distance. You can do it in feet, meters, yards, miles, or kilometers. Here we want to take a look at feet. And I'm curious, if I'm standing at the point here on this rock, I'm just going to click a button. How far is 300 feet? Let's say the maximum I can cast is 100 yards. That's pretty generous. Let's call it 200. 189. So you can see it's basically the edge of this other symbol right here. If you want to shut this down, just click the box, shuts it off, and it erases that line. Okay, so that's a tour of some of the other tools. We'll get into more on the next video. Thanks for watching.